Admiral Crichton adjusted the bioluminescent patches along his carapace as he gazed through the observation deck of the Dominion's Pride. The stars of the Terran system burned peacefully in the distance, or what had once been the Terran system. Now it was merely another conquest in the hegemony's inexorable expansion across the galaxy. Status report. He clicked in the traditional tongue of his people, the Zephyrians. Commander Veloth approached, her forearms clasped behind her segmented back. Sir, the final sweep of the outer planets shows no signs of human resistance. The Sol system is officially pacified. No surviving vessels, no hidden colonies, no distress signals. The humans are extinct. Crixtal's mandibles clicked in satisfaction. 3 years had passed since the hegemony's swift and decisive campaign against Earth. The humans had fought valiantly, he would grant them that much, but they were simply outmatched. Their primitive fusion drives couldn't compete with hegemony quantum-fold technology. Their kinetic weapons were laughable against energy shields that could deflect stellar radiation. Excellent, he said. Prepare the final transmission to High Command. The human threat has been eliminated. Their homeworld is glass, their colonies scattered to cosmic dust. The galaxy is safer without their unpredictability. The hegemony had learned to fear human unpredictability during the early contact wars, where other species followed logical patterns. Retreat when outnumbered, surrender when outgunned. Humans did the opposite. They fought harder when cornered, became more dangerous when desperate. It was an evolutionary quirk that made them useful as mercenaries but terrifying as enemies. But that was over now. Veloth began to compose the transmission when the ship's sensors erupted in a cascade of alarms. The bridge crew, representing a dozen different hegemony species, turned their various sensory organs toward the tactical displays. "Sir," gasped the quantum sensitivity officer, a gaseous being whose form shimmered with distress. "We're detecting massive spatial distortions at the edge of the system, multiple quantum signatures incoming." Crixtal's blood chilled. Pirates, remnant forces? Unknown, sir. The quantum signatures are unlike anything in our databases. The energy readings are off the scale. Through the observation ports, space itself began to twist. Reality bent and folded as if the universe were origami in the hands of gods. Then, emerging from impossible angles in space-time, came the ships. They weren't ships in any conventional sense. They were geometric impossibilities, crystalline structures that seemed to exist in more dimensions than the standard 3. They phased in and out of visibility, their hulls appearing to be constructed from condensed starlight and folded space. Each vessel was the size of a moon, and there were hundreds of them. Thousands. The human fleet had returned. "Impossible," Veloth whispered. "We monitored every human world, every ship, every last survivor." Admiral Crichton stared at the impossible armada that now surrounded the hegemony fleet like a pack of cosmic predators. His tactical officer, a crystalline being whose thoughts moved at the speed of light, spoke in harmonics of pure terror. "Admiral, sensors indicate these vessels are utilizing technology beyond our comprehension. They appear to exist partially outside normal spacetime. Our weapons cannot achieve target lock." A transmission crackled across all frequencies, not the electromagnetic chatter the hegemony was familiar with, but something that bypassed their communications entirely and spoke directly to their consciousness. "Greetings, Admiral Crichton, of the Zephyrian Third Fleet." The voice was human, unmistakably so, but it carried harmonics that suggested vast intelligence and barely contained power. "My name is Admiral Saracen, of the Human Stellar Defense Initiative. You thought you had killed us all." The bridge fell silent except for the nervous chittering of various species. "You were almost right," the voice continued. "You killed 99% of us, turned Earth to glass, scattered our colonies, forced the survivors to flee to the edges of known space, to places where physics becomes negotiable. Through the viewports, the nearest human vessel, if it could still be called that, drifted closer. Its hull seemed to be alive, shifting and flowing like liquid mercury mixed with captured lightning. But you made a mistake, Admiral Chen's. voice carried amusement that chilled Krixtal to his core. You assumed we would remain the same species you defeated. You assumed we would limit ourselves to 3 dimensions, to linear time, to the comfortable boundaries of known physics. More human ships materialized, each one defying everything the hegemony understood about engineering and reality. Some seemed to exist in multiple time streams simultaneously. Others phased through solid matter as if it were vacuum. A few appeared, to be constructed from crystallized space-time itself. We spent 3 years in the deep dark, Chen continued, in places where cause and effect are suggestions, where evolution happens in moments instead of millennia. We learned from beings older than your civilization. We became something new. Krixtal found his voice. What? What do you want? Want? The laughter that followed made several crew members collapse as their nervous systems overloaded. We want you to understand something fundamental about humanity, Admiral. We are not a species that accepts extinction quietly. The human fleet began to move, not through space, but through reality itself. They folded distances, ignored physics, and demonstrated technologies that made hegemony science look like cave paintings. We want you to carry a message back to your high command, Chen said. Humanity is not gone. We have evolved. We have transcended. And we remember every world you took, every life you ended, every human child who died screaming in your campaigns. The massive human vessels began to arrange themselves in a pattern that hurt to look at directly. A formation that existed in 11 dimensions and cast shadows that fell upward. We are coming for you, Chen said simply. Not today, not tomorrow, but we are coming. We will tear through your empire like dark matter through a neutron star. We will show you what humanity becomes when you corner us, when you force us to evolve or die. The transmission cut off. The human fleet began to fade from normal space, but not before Krixtal saw something that would haunt his dreams forever. The nearest human vessel opened what might charitably be called a bay door, revealing an interior that seemed to contain an entire galaxy, complete with burning stars and swirling nebulae. As quickly as they had appeared, the humans vanished, leaving only empty space and the terrified remnants of the hegemony fleet. Admiral Krixtal sat heavily in his command chair, his carapace dull with shock. Around him, his crew slowly recovered from their encounter with evolved humanity. "Sir," Veloth whispered, "what are your orders?" Krixtal looked out at the stars, stars that would never again seem like distant lights, but like the eyes of predators hunting in the cosmic dark. "Signal High Command," he said quietly. "Tell them we need to evacuate the entire outer rim. Tell them the humans have returned." He paused, thinking of Chen's words about evolution and transcendence. "And tell them," he added, "that we may have just encountered our own extinction." In the depths of space, reality rippled with the passage of ships that no longer needed to obey the universe's rules. Humanity had learned the most important lesson of all. When pushed to the brink of extinction, don't just survive, evolve.